Game number 2, though, it looks like I Am SoldieR is clicking in as the Sioux on High Plains. Mitoe says, didn't expect Sioux on this map. He has chosen Germany, though he's not clicked in yet, which does say he's still thinking about it. Germany versus Sioux. What do you think of that?
I feel like you can't play it. You probably don't want to play you don't want to let Sioux raid you. You can probably do something like Tower Rush Sioux or something on this map with Germans and have it be perfectly fine. I don't know that Mitoe will necessarily play this matchup. Yeah.
There it is, the Sioux mirror.
Just because Sioux are very annoying to deal with, and I don't know that you want to do it without a musketeer civilization. That's the only thing that
I agree.
That I think. I mean, in general, musketeers are like the fail-safe unit because you don't have to worry about whether your opponent is making bow riders or axe riders or whatever. Like, you can just kind of make muskets early in the game and just survive, and then use them to defend your hunts. But Germans don't have that, and so they have to do something either up in Sioux's face, like tempo-based, say with a Tower Rush or some sort of really aggressive Expo Pike, or else risk just getting raided to pieces.
It's now on I Am SoldieR to either click into the Sioux mirror or choose a new civilization. He's not clicked back in, and Mitoe still unclicked. They're still, still potentially thinking about the civilizations here, but Mitoe offering a Sioux mirror to I Am SoldieR. We'll see if he takes it or what he chooses, if he perhaps chooses something else.
I think I expect him to play the Sioux mirror. It looks like maybe Aztec.
Alright, Aztec. I Am SoldieR taking the Aztecs here. Perhaps, I don't know. I'm not sure how good Mitoe is with Sioux, or how experienced SoldieR is, but Aztec...
He'll definitely switch off Sioux here. I don't see him wanting to play Sioux versus Aztec.
Alright, so Aztec mirror. Mitoe offering a Sioux or Aztec mirror to SoldieR. Does he switch back to Sioux and take the Sioux mirror, or will he click him as the Aztecs? Okay, so it looks like he wants to take the Sioux mirror. They won't, at this high level, the players won't just keep switching between civs, well, they might, but they will be different civs. He's not going to just constantly switch between Aztec and Sioux to get an Aztec versus Sioux. He will either have to take the Sioux mirror.
It's interesting that when Mitoe went Sioux, SoldieR's counter to Sioux was Aztec, and then when Mitoe offered the Aztec mirror, SoldieR swapped into...
Oh, Germany coming out.
SoldieR swapped into the matchup that Mitoe was trying to avoid, so that's a bit curious to me as well. I think we're eventually going to land on a German mirror here, which would be not surprising at all. The other civ I could potentially see Mitoe playing is maybe Brits, because it is Great Plains, and Brits are really good on Great Plains. But I don't know that Mitoe's the most comfortable with British. I expect to see him swap over to Germans, and at that point SoldieR either goes back to Sioux or accepts the German mirror.
Yeah, he's got his pick then. He's got 3 different mirrors, a Sioux mirror, an Aztec mirror. Okay, it looks like he's gonna go for the German mirror. He says, I normally don't mirror like this, but oh well. Never mind. He doesn't have to take a mirror, and it looks like SoldieR doesn't want to take a mirror here. It looks like Germany versus Sioux. Both players have clicked in. That was the initial matchup, the 2 civilizations each player had. Mitoe giving in. He perhaps doesn't like the other matchups that have been offered to him as much as this one. We'll have to see what goes on. Let's click into game number 2. This is High Plains, another one of Gaia's map. The players are ready. We are ready. Let's see what happens. Oh, thank God the washing machine's finished. No, it hasn't. Oh, I do not know. But, ladies and gentlemen, we do have spawning in the south of the map. In the color red. The Seft. Yeah. I forgot who clicked in as red. I Am SoldieR, playing as the Sioux. There he is. Spawning with 30 food and 30 coin nearby. Not that that's hugely relevant, especially as the Sioux. They're not really going to be going for a market early on, but there he is. In the north, though, Germany, starting with 1 wood, 1 coin, doesn't mean he's going to be able to get a trading post. But in this matchup, okay, is going to gather wood, is going to head straight towards the trading post. No, he's surely not.
Yeah, he does have intentions of building a trading post. Certainly, we can tell. He's got every single one of his settler wagons chopping wood right now, which
All right.
100% tells me that he wants a trading post early in the game.
Oh, 140 food. He's going to come across that, but it means he has to build the trading post. He's going to miss the teepee if he wants to grab this. He'll get it up a little bit later, but that is a really, really nice treasure to come across. Wait, are they skulls or something on the floor? What did he just walk past? It's a pile of skulls.
Yeah, it's like random skulls.
What?
Unfortunately for... this is going to get really awkward for Mitoe.
Oh, no. Oh, look at that. That outlaw rifleman, 40 ranged attack, just absolutely destroying that guy. It does look rather unfortunate. You know, with Sue, with all these units nearby, I think he remains undetected, but currently, that 140 food treasure has been found, and with all these units nearby, it's going to be tough to get a trading post up.
Yeah, and even maybe more importantly, he's definitely not going to be able to contest this treasure and get a trading post.
I think he's just elected to build a market instead, by the looks of it.
Yeah, indeed, it looks like he has. Which, I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world either.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got his crack shot up. That's really good that he's going to get that.
But Soldier's just abandoning the treasure. Perhaps, you know, going to play it safe like a lot of people do in tournament games. They, you know, choose not to go for the treasure when someone's nearby due to the fact that it could be sniped, and it's just safer for neither player to get it. But it does take the 140 food right from under Soldier's nose, sort of.
Yeah, and that's really big because a big part of Sue's early game is having some of the best scouting, some of the best treasure creeping potential as a result of having that nature friendship ability and just the insanity speed that the Sioux War Chief does have makes him really efficient at exploring the map. Once again, it looks like he is going to kill Mitoe's Explorer, but this time around Mitoe has gotten his Explorer to die in a significantly better spot. He is going to be able to immediately wake him up.
Picks up the 30 coin.
And
what? There's beeping now. Oh, dear. I'm going to go turn it off. It's finished now.
And also as a result of having his Explorer die here, going to be able to wake him up, build his trading post still, and he got the 140 food treasure. So everything looking really, really good for Mitoe here in the early game. But similarly, I mean, nothing has gone poorly here for SoldieR. We can see back in his base, his herding has been immaculate. Actually, both players herding incredibly well with their early hunts. And another thing I'd like to point out is that Mitoe, knowing he's up against the Sioux civilization, has come to the realization that he's going to need to secure a lot of hunts safely in his base early on.
Go back!
What are we screaming about?
The hunts are running.
Oh, the hunts are running in the wrong direction.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
He'll be able to fix that. But the important thing is that he has opted to start herding very aggressively very early. We can see that he's starting to get all of these pronghorn, all of these bison working their way right up underneath his base, and that's going to be incredibly important in dealing with the raids. And we're soon going to come to the point where we're going to find out what Mitoe is doing, whether or not he's going to just gather for that steel traps and then do some sort of expo pike, or whether he's going, if he's going to do something still fortress based. That's going to be the big decider.
It's going to be interesting. One of the perhaps more interesting points, I don't know, is certainly that he hasn't gone for that tower rush that you were mentioning. That's certainly a strategy I haven't heard in a while. It's not, for those of you, I'm fairly sure most of you will know exactly what it is, but it's not what you'd expect. A tower rush in Age of Empires 2 is very different. You build lots of forward towers. This one, you have a forward tower which you ship military units to and play very, very aggressively. It was very good in vanilla AoE 3 because for some reason you got 9 crossbowmen rather than 8. And for that reason, it was quite strong. But here, no forward villagers coming out. Looks like he is going to have some sort of Fortress Age agenda in mind.
Look at these two guys. So smart by SoldieR, realizing that his opponent is going to want to set up a trading post, putting his 2 creature animals right next to the 2 likely trading posts that Mitoe's going to go to.
Wow.
And he's going to get vision of this Explorer. And
is he, though? Look at the sort of awkward route Mitoe went around. Is he going to be able to lay this down undetected?
Yeah,
he sees it. Okay. And that 40 ranged attack is going to be very, very strong.
But shot. He's still gonna be able to bring over the Sioux War Chief and start harassing him. Now, I do think the trading post will go up, but he's likely going to lose his Explorer once again. So A little bit unfortunate there for Mitoe, but
out the doggy though, nicely done.
Oh, look at
He's gonna get it up.
Oh, it barely got up. We can see 4 Axe Riders coming up very early as the first shipment for SoldieR, and that nearly did not go up, and that could have been devastating had it not.
That would have been absolutely disgusting if it hadn't gone up. But yeah, 4 Axe Riders coming out. This is Sue playing the tempo-based style that we all expect. Though training 5 Axe Riders, not going to be going with the Bow Riders in this particular game. That many Axe Riders could overpower the 8 crossbowman shipment with only 5 pikes to defend against it. Or do you think he'll not want to engage at all and just raid?
He's got more pikes out here now. It's very dangerous for SoldieR to risk getting trapped underneath here.
Ooh, okay, does going to lose 1 unit there. But, oh no, they're going idle. Engaging with pikemen, not too good. Gonna lose lots of cavalry there. Though, having said that, Axe Riders are quite strong and could kill off all these pikes, but it certainly wouldn't look pretty or be cost efficient.
No, it's certainly not cost efficient. And, I mean, SoldieR has gone a bit all in here with his early build. He's shipped Axe Riders, he's built a lot of Axe Riders. Axe Riders cost a lot of resources. They cost 160 food apiece, so it's not like, you know, those are super cheap, easy to recover units. Plus, he's used a shipment on them as well, so definitely a worthwhile pickup there for Mitoe. Has his trading post up, is going to be able to snowball, you know, that into plenty of shipments, a good economy. We can see 3 settler wagons coming out now, and I actually really like the position that Mitoe has found himself in. He's got a good economy, he's got 3 settler wagons, and he didn't take any damage from that early pressure there, and killed a lot of Axe Riders as a result. So he's kind of got SoldieR once again on the back foot. And, you know, I expect his next shipment to be 700 wood. And when that comes, I think we're going to see an explosion of units and a strong timing push with a lot of crossbows and a lot of pikes.
Certainly, yep. What do you think of starting with Axe Riders as opposed to, say, Bow Riders?
It's tough. I would personally opt for fortress-based play with Sue here regardless. I don't know that... I'm not a big fan of, like, just the big ball of Bow Riders beats everything type of strategy, which I know is pretty popular right now, but I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's definitely got flaws with it, and as a result, I'm not sure that I would probably just, like, made a couple Axe Riders and then just tried to age up and get, you know, Wakinas and keep those Axe Riders alive as long as possible and just continue to raid with them instead of opting for this, you know, 700 wood continuation with trading posts and stuff like that. I don't know that it's in Sue's best interest to continue to be in Age 2 versus a German player who's certainly going to have a much stronger economy than you. I think he wants to find his way into the next stage, and we can see Mitoe shipping 700 wood, building a second barracks, and is going to have a lot of units out. And despite the fact that, you know, there may be some good raids here from SoldieR, at the same time, there's going to be so many units from Mitoe, and he may just find himself in a position where he just dies to, like, 40 pikes and 40 crossbowmen right-clicking out across the middle of the map.
Yeah, and the longer the game goes is definitely in favor of Mitoe, simply because of the villager shipments and the fact that he has access to steel traps and this timing is going to be, you know, lots of crossbowmen and pikemen could be really, really tough for this. Well, for Sue to deal with at this point. Has he done enough damage early on? Probably not. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, take a look at the villager counts. Villager population's 40 versus 37. And this entire time, Mitoe has had steel traps working for him as well. So, a very strong economy for Mitoe. A lot of units. And we can see SoldieR continuing with the Age 2 based play. He has shipped 600 wood. He's shipped 7 war clubs. Has no intentions of aging up. In fact, basically has 0 gold, so not going to be able to do so anytime soon. And as a result, like, Mitoe's got so many units going to be coming here across the map.
50 military unit population versus what has only just been evened up to 45. It was something like 37, but no doubt, you know, another batch of units from Mitoe will arrive any moment now, and you know there's a lot of units coming his way.
Yep, and when that's, you know, when the units really start pushing in here, Sue's infantry is not good. War clubs, set and bows, certainly not the premier units of the Age of Empires League, right? Like they're not a very scary unit, and it's going to take some
stable.
Yeah, it's going to take some really good positioning and maybe a timely shipment to be able to really be able to deal with what Mitoe currently has.
Yeah, it does take out some of the cavalry for free, which is nice, but equally Mitoe picking up a stable for free, which is perhaps even nicer. Cavalry now coming forward, looks like he's going to try and get a little bit of damage in with the bow riders here, not going to commit with the axe riders, of course. Bow riders are doing some damage to the pikes, but taking some damage from the crossbowmen as well. Doesn't look like he wants to commit to that, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and I do wonder whether or not Mitoe is shifting gears here. We can see he's started to collect quite a bit of coin, has shipped 700 coin as well, so he is starting to transition into, looks like a couple, big Doppelsonder pop.
Oh, wow.
Big Doppelsonder pop.
21 indeed, yeah. What do you think of these? They looked really, really convincing just a moment ago when all of the units were right next to the barracks and they popped out. But these things are fairly slow moving, easily picked off.
Yeah.
Certainly very strong against the hand cavalry, which I Am Soldier does have a fairly reasonable amount of. But against the bow riders,
yeah, not so
that's
good.
what I'm more concerned.
Yeah, and I thought the collection of gold was maybe a signal that Mitoe was going to start working his way towards the Third Age, which I think would be big raid coming in here.
Yeah, that is big.
Ooh,
Minutemen called. Some crossbowmen there as well, going to get picked up as well. This is, maybe what SoldieR needs to even up the villager count, which is now definitely in favor of Mitoe.
Yeah, but at the same time, most of his hand cav are here back across on this right-hand side of the map, and Mitoe has a very large force pushing in here.
Yeah.
He may just be able to force down the town center here without any sort of conflict.
Because he knows
his opponent's hand cavalry is all across the map, and look at how quickly that town center is going to go down to all this hand infantry.
Yeah, the Doppelsodden is mixed in there as well. Absolutely monstrous here. Do you at this point not even,
Nope, you take down that town center. You take down the town
just leave
center.
the siege units dealing damage to it.
Yep.
Take that out. Wow. There it goes. Is he just going to get out of here now?
He's going to get out of here as intelligently as he can. I mean, he's going to try and mitigate the damage that he's going to take leaving. Try and kill as many units as possible.
He's dog soldiers. Oh, God. Okay,
he's fine here. He's got this now. I mean, his opponent's working with town center. A couple of Ulans coming in, going to be really difficult for the Settenbows to deal with. And now just the complete lack of hand cavalry. It doesn't even matter. Like Mitoe, all he needs to do is just not die here. And if we take a look at what SoldieR currently has left, a handful of Settenbows, 1 or 2 bow riders, and no hand cavalry. Really nothing that's super threatening to him. Mitoe has thrown up a stable, going to be able to mix in a couple of Ulans. And I think that's going to end SoldieR's run here in this second game, just due to the fact that he has no town center. He has, I guess he does fortunately have somewhere to send his shipments now that he does have that war hut up. But he's going to be playing a major game of catch-up. And Mitoe's economy clicking on all cylinders here at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 villagers down exactly is SoldieR without a TC. So that's a neat. Wait, we have a fight here.
Yeah.
There's not really enough cavalry to sort of do any lasting damage. He's just going to get further back to the safety of his town center and the pseudo protection the barracks is offered by popping out units here. Doesn't look like he's really any immediate threat, especially with the extra 5 cav joining.
And I think
Pikemen in on the wrong side, but really it really doesn't matter too much. But yeah, 11 villagers up. His opponent doesn't have a town center, which makes him immediately 600 wood down, but also means has to not have it for a while and then rebuild it, and all of that time you're not making villages. Mitoe just going to get further and further ahead with steel traps as well.
And out pops 10 Doppelsonders. If the game wasn't already over, I assure you that it was when those 10 Doppelsonders popped out. GG called. Mitoe taking game number 2.
Wow, this is shaping up to be a series. I know Mitoe's certainly a very good player, and SoldieR as well. But honestly, I think I had my money on SoldieR.
It was really hard. If you would have asked me at the beginning of this series who I thought was going to win, I would have probably put it at like 55-45 SoldieR, but Mitoe has looked like really on point here. He looks like he's been playing a lot, practicing a lot, and he is playing very crisply. He's got his builds down. His herding has been immaculate. I mean, so much of being good against playing against Sue is controlling your hunts well early in the game. In Mitoe's early hunt control, he never had to leave. I mean, I've talked made this concept before of Zuda's box, right? Where like there's this little area around your town center that is the theoretical like maximum that you should have to have villagers in. And for probably the first 8 minutes of the game, where Germany is really exposed to potential raids, every single one of Mitoe's villagers was inside that box. They were all safe. They were gathering from trees, hunts, coin mines, all inside this little tiny box right up next to his town center, which made it very easy to defend the early pressure. And as a result, he took very little damage. In fact, he probably didn't take any damage. And look, he didn't lose a villager until the 11.5 minute mark, which against the PR40 Sioux player is absolutely lights out winning the game.
Yeah, it's really nice. I just this is completely off topic, but I just joined the game lobby browser, and I see 2v2 No Ottomans hosted by a sergeant. It just made me laugh.
That's great. Don't lie. We've all been at that point where we don't want to play against Otto. It's like, just, you can play anything you want. I don't even care if you play like Eero. Just don't play Otto, because the last thing I want to deal with is Vet Jans and 2 Falconets sieging away at my town center at 6.5 minutes or 7 minutes. It's just the pits, man.
Sorry, I just found that funny, so I thought I'd mention it.